Hello, this is a homily for the 29th Sunday of the year, and tonight it's a really interesting theme because it is trying to present us with the idea of just how close God is to us, just how involved He is in what we're doing that apparently looks very normal and out of God's normal interest, such as the battle in the book of Exodus where the Jews are fighting against the Amalekites, and you have Moses literally by holding up the staff of God, he literally keeps his army not only alive, but makes them finally victorious. And it shows the amazing proximity of God, something that we need to appreciate because quite often people feel alone. Quite often people feel that events are simply running past them and they just have no way of trying to manage or understand these things. And what the reading from Exodus tells us is, bring God into the picture because He's already in there. And that will change our whole understanding of the situation. The psalm picks up that theme of God being close to us, talking about, first of all, that our help is from the Lord. And it reminds us that He is the Lord who made heaven and earth. So this is not just another person, not like having a giant bodyguard or something like that. This is a power far beyond anything we can imagine. And yet, for some reason, this power loves us and wants to be close to us and literally to make our lives as full and rich and complete as they possibly can be. So, second verse, may He not suffer your foot to slip. No, may He slumber not who guards you. And then, going from petitionary prayer, the third verse, the Lord is your guardian. The Lord is your shade. He is beside you at your right hand. And this is not, well, He's beside you from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and after that you're on your own. No, He is beside you, period. The Lord will guard your coming and your going. That's how close God is, and it is God. So there's all kinds of good things coming from Him to transform us. One of the other Psalms talks about us having a shield of favor that is with us always, and it gives us a whole different perspective on life. In the second reading, it's taken from the second letter to Timothy. Paul is taking something very specific and saying, look, use the scriptures. Okay, they are capable of giving you wisdom for salvation. Again, closeness, again, this power, just expressed now in terms of one very specific thing, the book of the scriptures. And it is useful for training in righteousness so that we are able to enjoy the presence of God, because the biblical idea of righteousness is an astonishingly rich concept, but basically that we are ordering our lives according to God, who after all created us and so knows what life is best for us. And a little reminder at the end here, He will judge the living and the dead. In other words, we don't have an infinite amount of time to get righteous. And it's by the power of God that we will become righteous. But this is all another side of God's protection of us. He doesn't only want to protect us in this world and make our lives full and complete. He wants to carry us into the next world and make our lives full and complete. For that, he needs our cooperation. Now, in the Gospel, you have Luke telling us that Jesus told his disciples a parable about praying always without becoming weary. Praying in this context has this real sense of me expanding my horizon, my awareness, so that I am very conscious that God is with me. He is, but it helps me if I am conscious of that. Now, to illustrate this, Jesus gives us a parable, and the parable is about a judge who is not, doesn't care too much about God, nor about human beings, but he still knows that he has to act as judge. And consequently, when the widow comes to make a plea to him, he wouldn't ordinarily be interested in this, but in fact, he finally says, because this widow keeps bothering me, I shall deliver a just decision for her, lest she finally come and strike me. And then Jesus asks, will not God then secure the rights of his chosen ones? All in the same pattern as we learned in the first reading, just using a different metaphor, in this case the metaphor of the law, and that God will make the law work out for us, not that he's going to cover crimes or anything, but what he's going to do is literally train us up to be lawful people, and part of that training up is to have this constant awareness that God is with us, which he describes in terms of prayer. Thank you.